Well, this is my last day on this Wales tour of cycling, and I'm heading off on the Moddach Trail, which goes up and round the estuary. It's not a very long trip. It's about 10 miles each way, making it a 20-mile round trip. And again, it's leafy lanes, but very nice so far. And of course, yes, blessed with sunshine once more today. That's been non-stop blue sky since I left Edinburgh, to be honest, which is practically unheard of. Beautiful views across the estuary. There in the distance you can see the wooden bridge structure that I crossed over from Barnmouth, just on the horizon. This is where having these wider 20-inch wheels makes a difference, because the tyres give a good grip on this sort of terrain. More so than the skinny road tyres. I mean, this is another gorgeous route, I've got to say, in a different way to the other gorgeous routes as well. I can imagine what this must have been like when it was the railway line, because this is the old railway line. How nice it must have been a journey, being pulled by an old steam train. It would be very, very nice to come out this way. Of course, being so nice a route, it's unlikely that you'd ever be cycling alone on a day like this. Today is no exception for that. I am not alone. There's been quite a number of bikes, as one would expect. This is turning out to be a really beautiful ride. Now going through fairly open, even though there's trees on either side of the track. Open views to the hills beyond, which is lovely on one side and similarly on the other. Of course, I'm going to repeat myself as I've done, I'm sure, many times, that it's all enhanced fantastically by the good weather. I mean, I have watched other people's videos of cycling this route when it's dull and overcast, and much as it's a pleasant route, of course it is, in the sunshine it's a completely different thing. This is clearly the old railway bridge. Through this car park. And across the road, look back onto the trail. This is where the Moddach Trail really starts in Dagaloo. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it. I've just arrived here 10 miles or so from Barmouth. It's a lovely little town, but very much one way, small streets and difficult to sort of get your way around. So I'm going to stop here for a bit, have a drink of water, then make myself back along the trail, which, to be honest, was the most enjoyable journey. So I'll get a stop there somewhere, or even in Barmouth, and have a beer. Trying to catch up with this guy in front who just stopped to switch my camera, who's riding a penny farthing. it was good to see at least some marking 8s on this route. But it's pretty straightforward anyway to follow. It's just an old railway line. I'm looking forward though to get to a place, maybe even the King George, where I can sit down and maybe just have one drink. Don't like drinking and cycling, but today is the sort of weather for it. The wind's picked up. You can get a seat over there in the lee of that little hill. It might be nice to sit and stop, but there's a heron flying across the water. Yes, the next thing is to cross that rickety bridge. Again. Here we go. Whispers from the past, echoes in my soul. Never dies, never lies, and I cry. I'm standing in an empty room. Thank you. Thank you, buddy. Now there's this little climb up here. Unfortunately people on it that get in the way. Get off at the top just in case there's traffic. Back down now.
Call
In here on the left is where I like to go and sit and have a beer at the end of a journey. But not at this minute. Onto the prom. And here I am. Job done. This beautiful sunset here, absolutely gorgeous, and behind me, across the bay, it just epitomises everything about this particular bike journey. It's been sunshine and good weather.